What's up, everybody? And today I'm playing Pokerogue. This game I've been a fan of for quite a while, and I'm hoping that you guys enjoy this little video that I'm making. It's kind of like a test run, testing my editing. I've never really done it before, and I really just want to get a feel for it before I start putting a lot of time and effort and whatnot into YouTube videos. So yeah, like I said, this is my playthrough of Pokerogue for the first time since mid 2024. If y'all want to see more, please let me know. I will 100% be doing that. And also, if you guys enjoy this video, I do stream on Twitch. It is twitch.tv/yo_Deshawn. Anyways, I'll stop bothering you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. To start off our run, we end up encountering a shiny Wurmple, which I'll definitely take. Not the greatest Pokemon, but it is a noticeable shiny, so overall not that bad. Soon after I caught the Wurmple, we had our first rival battle, and this battle was very poorly played. I basically just spammed the first move I had on all of my Pokemon, and we ended up losing Fuecoco and Lechonk. But then my strategy turned to just spamming Rapid Spin with Drillbur, and that ended up getting the job done. I don't believe I lost to any Pokemon after this. No, I didn't. And I just want to point out, I was playing this run through when the winter event was on. So after beating my rival, as you can see in the top left corner, I have the charms. I have the shiny charm, ability charm, and the one on the top left corner is called the catching charm, which increases the rate of critical catches. I don't know if that really played a part in my run, but that's something that was part of this event. After that, it was time to fight the twins, Tate and Leah, I believe was their names, and this battle, albeit not very challenging, it did have a very good outcome. As you'll see in a second here, we take down the Volbeat, and then shortly after, I believe we probably just Ember the Illumise, I would assume. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, by the way. That's just what I always assumed. But the cool thing is coming up here. After I teach my Fuecoco Bite and level up a few, our shiny Wurmple finally evolves into a Cascoon. And what this means is that the final evolution is going to end up being Dustox, which in my opinion is much better than Beautyfly. And at this point in the run, I was pretty confident. First boss encounter of this run ended up being a Lopunny, which I figured I would just catch because it's a final evolution. It's a normal type, so it doesn't really have that much that I have to worry about as far as not being very effective goes. Basically just a rock type and ghost. We also evolve our Cascoon into a Dustox, which the shiny sprite I'm actually a big fan of. I had never seen it previous to that, but yeah, I must say I'm quite a big fan. And this double battle right here may seem normal, but it was actually quite important, as after the first kill, we ended up getting a Crocolore. And Crocolore, for pretty much until it evolves into Skeledirge, just completely carried this run. Like, I don't think I even had to use any of my other Pokemon this entire time. It is now time to fight the second rival fight, and to be honest, this one really wasn't that bad. He does have a water type starter, so I have to take out my Crocolore, throw out Lopunny, get a couple returns off, then switch into Eevee, and then spam a few quick attacks. So with him down, it really wasn't that much a problem past this, except for one Pokemon this guy had, and that is the Arctovish. I threw out Drillbur just for him to get no hits in and just get water gunned to death. And then at this point I realized I'm going to wipe to this team unless Crocolore can somehow take it down, which after 3 Incinerates, he does do the job. And now I teach my Lechonk Mudshot just for extra coverage. That won't really do much though, as it is still a Lechonk. And he throws out his Trumbeak. I get an Incinerate off and then switch quickly into Lechonk to take the hit. And then throw out Eevee to get a quick attack off. And it was at this point that I realized this Eevee was not normal. And it in fact can learn all of the moves that Eevee can learn in Let's Go Eevee. And each one of these moves are pretty decent. I would say out of the 3, the water type one was my least favorite because it didn't do much damage. It does heal, but it really just didn't do much for me. I also made sure to keep the fairy type move on my Eevee, as I wanted this to become a Sylveon. Not too long after the rival fight, I ran into the vitamin dealer, And I could either take the cheap vitamins or the expensive vitamins. I ended up taking the pricey deal just because I didn't want my Pokemon to end up getting, you know, some laced product. But yeah, that was a very cool interaction that I had never seen before, and I think that's a new addition because when I played this game a year ago, that definitely was not there. So I was quite surprised with that. It was now time to fight our first gym leader, which ended up being Erica, which is a grass type gym leader, which means I was going to have a blast. I ended up just spamming Incinerate on her entire team, and there was nothing she could do about it. I ended up learning Snarl here, which is a very good move for this game as it hits both opponents in double battles. So if you're looking to play this game in the future, definitely look for moves that hit both targets because it will come in very handy. That being said, we do take down Erica and we get an egg voucher, which at this point in time, I had no idea how to actually access eggs. So they won't have really any relevance in this video, unfortunately. But then we just take down Vulpix and we just level up a little bit more. And then we have the option of getting the Leaf Stone, which I don't do. But I wanted to drag this part just a little bit so I can show you the effectiveness of Snarl and Incinerate. As you can see, Incinerate hits both targets, and then I realized it doesn't do much, so then I use Snarl, which does a little bit more, but it also reduces their special attack. So just for future reference, if you're looking to play this game, look for moves such as Snarl and Incinerate that hit both targets because it is very, very good for this game. Anyways, I then evolved my Lechonk into an Oinkologne, my Eevee into a Sylveon, my Crocolore into a Skeledirge, my Dribbler into an Excadrill. And this was all before my third fight with my rival, which went a lot similarly to the previous two. I got in 2 hits with Lopunny against Feraligatr before it dies, and I switch into Sylveon, use Buzzy Buzz a couple times, leave it at 1 HP, and he ends up switching out here into Arctovish, which was a problem previously, but I just keep spamming Buzzy Buzz, and it's really not a problem. I don't end up learning Misty Terrain because I don't think I would ever use that. That's not really my playstyle. Toucannon does take down my Sylveon, which is no problem because then I end up setting up with Excadrill, using a Swords Dance into a Rock Slide, one-shotting Toucannon. And then I take a little bit deciphering whether or not I want to use Protect or Bug Buzz for some reason. I don't know why it took me so long to make that decision. Then I skip over Hyper Voice, and then we just take down Feraligatr with a Dig, before then taking down Excadrill after setting up 2 more Swords Dances and another Dig. And now I've defeated my rival 3 times in a row, and he's beginning to get a little bit angry, so we gotta watch out for him in the near future. Shortly after that fight, I end up getting into a double battle and finding a shiny Rillaboom, which I must admit looks a lot cooler in a pixelated sprite than it does in the Sword and Shield art style, the 3D models. And I think I actually end up losing a couple Pokemon just trying to catch this thing, but it was well worth it because now in future runs I can start with a shiny Grookey, which not only increases luck, but I'm using a shiny as well. And Rillaboom, albeit not the greatest grass starter, I mean, he's obviously not Meganium, so he's not the worst. I then pick up a Red River Seed, which actually has no use for me in the future. But we go straight into the next gym fight, which ends up being our second against another grass trainer, which conveniently enough is like our best typing matchup because everyone on my team has at least one super effective move against grass types. So I believe this battle I end up just setting up with Dustox, and I just sweep the entire thing. I'll show you basically just like a 3 times speed of this battle in just a moment. After that absolute masterclass of a battle, I then run into a Pheasantipity, which I believe is a legendary Pokemon. I've never seen it, used it, or even known of it really until prior to this. So I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a legendary. And you know, normally this would be a good thing, except for the fact that I actually ended up killing it. So I didn't get to use a legendary on this run. But honestly, I didn't mind because this isn't a legendary that I was very much a fan of or even known of. Moving on, it was now time to fight our rival for the 4th time, and you guessed it, we curb stomped him once again. This fight, my strategy was basically just soup up my Excadrill and then just spam as many moves as I can before I lose, which I ended up dying to the Feraligatr, but it was fine because Sylveon just pretty much packed up the rest of the team by itself. I did have to throw in Rillaboom once, never mind, maybe twice, take down Tyranitar. Then he dies too, but I don't know what happened to Electivire there, honestly. But that being said, once again, the rival fight was just a cakewalk, and I think my rival at this point is getting a little bit deranged. But who cares about the mental stability of my rival when I have myself to worry about? And as you can see by this extremely fast battle, this was not one for the good type of history books. This was, in fact, one for the very bad type of history books. This is not a great experience. As you can see, this G-Max Pokerague just absolutely decimated me. And with that, that is the end of my first Pokerogue playthrough. And if you guys enjoyed my editing up to this point, or just the video in general, please, once again, let me know down below. Tell me what I need to work on, what I need to do better, and I will definitely do my best to improve as I go on. And next video, I will for sure be beating the whole game. I'm sorry if you did make it this far and you're a little bit let down by the outcome, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Peace.